Hello and welcome to the Parkside Softball 2020 season preview that presented by Hampton Inn Suites. Matt Menzl alongside fourth-year head coach Kristin Ortman. And Coach, as we look back at last year before looking ahead to this 2020 campaign and stats and wins and losses withstanding, your takeaways from last spring?
Yeah, so we have a little work to do, which we're accepted that challenge. You know, we're really looking forward to this season. We have 6 seniors that have done a good job so far of leading our program. And I'm super excited to see what they're going to be able to do this year on the field. And in addition to that, we've also brought in 11 new players. So we've got a lot of new faces to help fill some positions that we needed help filling. And I'm also super excited to see how they play in. And it's a mix of junior college players and true freshmen.
You talk about some of the newcomers, and you look from last year's team, and you graduated and lost some talented players, including Kelly Fenz on all-conference honorable mention. You take a look at, again, what you lost. I guess when you went into the offseason, what was the focus as far as trying to fill some voids? Was there a particular area you said, hey, we need to get better here?
Yeah, I think really our pitching and our hitting are the two main areas that we've been focusing on. And then, tied with that is defense. So I guess all of our aspects we felt we could really grow off of last season. So like you said, we lost Fenza, and then we lost a couple other seniors too. So we recruited those positions that we knew we were going to graduate, along with a couple more. So we're deeper now in our pitching staff, and just a little bit bigger roster that's building more competition, which is really exciting for us.
So with that being your off-season focus, how did you feel fall ball went, a few months back?
It was good. Outside the weather, that's always our challenge. I think we talk about that every year, but it was really good. We saw a wide variety of, junior college teams we hosted a tournament too, so we saw a couple NAIA schools, different divisions. So we were challenged. We were able to play a lot of people in new positions, and I thought it was a really good time for the team to, start to get to know each other, see how each other works, and how we handle pressure.
You mentioned seniors in your senior class here in 2020. A.K. Hall, one of the names that quickly comes to mind in all counts I don't mention. Last year, she came on strong as the season progressed. What did you see from her in that second part of the season? How was she able to, turn that season around?
Yeah, I think her biggest part that she really grew is at the plate. And again, she's going to be a big hitter for us this year, and we're going to look at her to do big things. She's a disciplined hitter, and it's really been fun to see her grow these 4 years, and I'm super excited to see how she does this year.
Oh, from a defensive standpoint, is she a versatile threat?
She is, yeah. She'll primarily this year be in the outfield for us. She played there all fall. She did great. She's got a strong arm and is reading the ball well, so she's gonna be good for us out there.
I know it's difficult sitting here without having played a game yet in this 2020 campaign, but based on some of the things you just said, if you had to pinpoint the strengths of the team will be, what do you feel the strengths could be?
I think our strength right now will be defense, and then we're definitely going to be a stronger hitting team. We've brought in, between our JUCO and freshmen, we have much more power in our lineup, so those numbers are also going to go up, our offensive numbers. But I think that, again, we'll be a little bit more on the defensive side, and we'll have a firm defense.
You talked about pitching too, and you brought in a couple of pitchers, but you brought back pretty much the entire pitching staff from last year. So what are the expectations for those that are back in the circle?
I think now that, last year was our first year in the conference, so now we've played everybody. We've got some good scouting reports, so that they're going to be able to step in to those conference games with more knowledge, and that we know how to face the big hitters in conference. So that will be our returners and newcomers' expectations of really charting out those hitters that were able to beat us last year.
We mentioned by name Hall. Are there some other players that maybe jump out to you, at least initially, that, hey, watch this player, she could do something special?
I think, like I said earlier, I just think our senior class in general is really going to rise up and have a really great senior year. So I think their whole class is just going to be a fun class to watch. So, and then, we'll see how all the newcomers work their way in. And
I feel like we bring this up every time we do one of these interviews, but when you look at newcomers, and I'm sure softball is the same as every other sport, but for some it's a transitional period going from the prep level to the collegiate game, but what expectations do you have for the newcomers, especially early on as they get acclimated to the collegiate level?
I think the nice part about our sport is we have that fall, so our main goal of fall is getting everybody hopefully to that collegiate level before we step in for spring. So but I think that we're going to have some of those newcomers be able to step in and help our team immediately. So hopefully our coaching staff did a good job preparing them in this off season, and we had 4 or 5 weeks of preseason, so decent amount of time to really get after it before our first game. So
And of course, last spring, the first year in the GLIAC, and your impressions on year one in the league, and maybe what you anticipate here in year number 2.
Yeah, I think that, it's a strong conference. So I think that there aren't any easy games. So again, Grand Valley and Wayne State, they are always really powerhouses. So I think that just us preparing, again, we'll play a hard preseason non-conference game to prepare us for that. So we'll just get after it and make that conference tournament.
Let's talk about that schedule too, because again, a challenging slate that will start coming up on the 20th of February in Rosemont, Illinois, part of the Dome tournament. Conference play starts on the 18th of March, and then the first of 18 home dates comes your way on the 24th of March. Kind of break it down and how you went about, putting the schedule together, and what was the mindset putting the non-conference slate together.
So as I just mentioned, I think that we try to find teams that are going to prepare us for what we're going to see in conference. So, you also, and then just what's a good amount of travel for us. So we kind of just put that together, put a tough preseason, those non-conference games, and prepare us for our Grand Valleys and our Wayne States and Saginaw's.
So to sum this all up, what do you see as being maybe some keys if this team is to have, as mentioned, not only a successful season, but a season in which they get into the conference tournament? What needs to happen?
I think, as we mentioned, we just have to pretty much improve on all of our aspects. So really, we have to see the stronger hitting and the defense and pitching tied to that.
All right, Coach, as always, thanks a lot for your time. Best of luck here this spring.
Thank you.